No, I think kind of to tag on to what Jerry said in terms of setting expectations. Um, I think I think there's always a conversation that needs to be had around whether you want to call it best practices or preferred approach or context, right? You're not always going to 100% replace human interaction. So there's certain scenarios where you need to have the right understanding there. We already talked about data hygiene, which could affect the quality or the level of hallucination. And I think previously, Zach, I think you also mentioned at the beginning of this, guardrails, right? There definitely needs to be, those guardrails essentially set the context for how you would approach, an implementation leveraging Gen AI. I think the other thing that needs to be considered that helps with the perception is what are your essentially your KPIs or your metrics coming out of it. So we should really have a conversation around, what do we expect to gain here? What do we expect? Is it reduced time for a certain task? Is it reduced cost for a certain task? Or, is this AI model doing the task better than the previous process? That's also a possibility that needs to be considered. So, just the whole idea of going into it with some context and some expectations to what Jerry's point was, and then really understanding how to measure it. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for efficiencies in your business. You're looking for something that's going to hit the bottom line. And that's really what's going to help you sell it in the boardroom as well.